Hello and welcome to Pest Perspectives, episode 55. Pest Perspectives is a podcast that aims to educate and entertain the pest management industry, and you can earn CPD through basis prompt. Once I submit the code, once I submit, I'll get the codes out to everyone. But if you're part of the British Pest Register or BPCA's one, you can register every single podcast you want. On the British Pest Register, though, I provide a code at the end of the show, and type that in, and then you'll get your points automatically. You will. So this week I'm doing like a kind of round table kind of pest control discussion. So this could go. We've mentioned topics that aren't in advertising it, but I'll be honest, it could go any way. It could, especially with the two I've got on. These are two people I speak to on the regular. This is. So how are you both doing?
Very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah. Good, sure.
I'm okay. Cheers.
That's a fair few number now, isn't it, with the podcast? When you said that number, that's a lot you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, 55. Considering Kieron was number 2. Kieron came back on again later in the year for a crew episode. You've now taken the title. You have been on the most times, the third time. You have. Well, Adam Holt. Yeah, Adam Holt won't be too happy, but like, I need to come back on. That's like, wow. I have to see if there's need to, but yeah. What do you want to start off with then? Chatting about? I hear you went on an insect course today with the MPTA. Is that right, Kieron?
Yeah, I did. Went up to Bristol, up to the golf course, and did a refresher on insects. Mark Wenman took the course. It was very, very good. Met a few other techs in there as well. It was Chris from Forest of Dean Pest Control, and of course his boss is also on the UK committee for that area in Wales. And also Mark and Joe. Yeah. Mark and Joe from PCM Pest Control Services, Hereford and Worcester. They were in there. It was a good time actually. It was a good refresher, ready for the new season, and 6 CPD points.
It's all about the CPD, you see. It's all about the CPD. He's got some logged apparently. Basis have got some of his points logged now, Sam.
Well, they actually did it today. That's all right then.
I've got 17 now.
Oh, that's all right. How many are you waiting for?
About 46.
That's about right. Happy days. At least they had some.
I said to Sam when you were doing that meter, I said, you do know that he's literally waited for the WRM courses to now, and he's just nailed through them all. He's waited for the build-up. That's what he's done.
Yeah. There's some good courses on that, though.
There is.
Good. I've done a few now. Yeah, they're good. They are good on there, actually, aren't they?
Yeah, WRM is a really, really good thing. You know, a freebie from the MPTA. COSHH assessments as well. Brilliant.
Yeah, handy. It's handy looking for all of that, and if you need something, you can look through, and even if you've got exactly what you want, it gives you a fair idea, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you could email them. Say, did you watch the video on it? Which you get 1 point for, and she says, if there's anything else, please email me. I can get this sorted for you.
Oh, really? Oh, that's all right then.
Uh-oh, she's at it now.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone in chat here. I don't know who you are, but thanks for popping in. Hi, guys. Kieron and Sam. Woody's Pest Control in.
All right.
Woody's Pest Control. It says
so. Woody. Hey, Woody. How we doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. What do we specialise in? I've got a few contracts. I've got a few commercials and domestics, but mainly do domestic work, drain work, bird proofing, and lots of filling in holes and proofing around everywhere I go. What are you saying?
we're mainly contract-based, agricultural, wildlife management, do a lot of farms, a lot of commercial sites. So yeah, mainly rodent, but we do moles and obviously other wildlife as well. Do a bit of domestic, a few wasp nests, that sort of thing. But that's the main focus is contracts really, and obviously the dogs and all that sort of side of it.
Nice. I might as well. I'm not used to this because I'm normally the one asking questions. So I'm from Oakham Pest Control, even though it says Pest Perspectives. We mainly, I'll be honest, the majority of our business is domestic. We do have commercial side. We will work with commercial. And we are getting into drains, doing like drain inspections to find rodent ingress. That's a new avenue. So I wouldn't say I specialise in it yet, Kieron, but I'm learning it. I'm pretty, it's all part of it though, isn't it? It's all part of the learning. You do it and then you learn as you go along, but it adds a new avenue to, because I'll be honest, a lot of it is brought on by as well, is there's a lot of customers you'll say, you need a drain survey. And you'll tell them, they won't get it done. They won't bother. So we thought although it's not what you would call a full drain survey as such, but like we can find ingress points. And if it really does need a proper, big one, then we can recommend the relevant company that can do the proper drains, full survey as such. The full analysis one, you get everything included. But it's just an avenue because a lot of and then if you go, well, I could do it for you, then they might say yes, because a lot of them you recommend it and they never get it done. Well, in my experience anyway, so far, a lot of them just say, yeah, they never do.
It's okay if you're like Kieron, who's got someone that can come and do it. Like, if you say that they'll come and do it and they're going to come tomorrow and do it if you want it. But like, unless you've got someone that you can rely on, you're right. You need to almost have that as an add-on to have it there in front of them, don't you? Otherwise, they'll just go, yeah, and then it never gets done, does it?
Well, it does. You're right, because obviously the way I'm advertising at the minute, I'm about to get it on rate because we've got a radio advert plays about 4 or 5 times a day. I'm about to get a new one that includes we do it as well, just to try and get the word out there a little bit more. But
do you get much to radio? I never thought about that. Is that quite a good idea for advertisement?
So what we see as is this, right? I can't quantify it as such because there's a thing called a subliminal. So say you don't work like that anymore, but say you worked in a factory or something, or you have a particular radio station on all day, and suddenly you've been hearing this advert on all day, and a conversation comes up, and they go, I need a pest controller. And suddenly they go, I've Oakham Pest Control, I've heard an advert, right? And then they go and search for it on the internet, usually. So it's it's hard because we do put a code on there, like for elderly people, get a discount. But I'll be honest, one person has only ever said that they wanted a discount. They don't offer. I might take it off the advert because in the whole time it's been there, no one's ever said it.
No, it's down to like passive advertising.
That's it, passive. Yeah.
This year I'm sponsoring something called Wimplefest, which is just basically a lot of people get together and get drunk, and I'm sponsoring my logo on the reusable beer cups. So there's no phone number, there's no nothing. It's just there's my logo. Everyone can get drunk, see it's pest control, and it's just nice and passive. And when somebody, like you say, thinks, "Oh, I need pest control," they hear your jingle, ringing in their ears. "Oh, Oakham Pest Control," or do whatever. They see my logo, and and then they pull it up in the memory and come search for us, don't they?
Yeah, it's true. Evening, Jason from Ash Pest Control. Thanks for popping in. But yeah, we see it as although it is advertising, we see it as because it's a community radio station. It's not like we used to have one, but they sold it on. But we see it as a community thing. But obviously, it's still advertising. It still costs money. It does. But we advertising wise, we also have got we've got like a bypass in Oakham where you can have boards up through the Oakham in Bloom, and they've got like got a really nice Spitfire there, and that's where we advertise. We've got 2 boards there, and potentially thousands of people see it each day. They do. So there's that as well. Hugh Radford, thanks for popping in.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we sponsor a cricket club, Barnet Cricket Club. It's just a board, one of the boards they've got, because we got a contract with a guy who we've had a contract with him for years. And he just said one day, do you want to sponsor the cricket club I play for? And that was it. So, not a big amount of money, but you never know, do you?
Worth doing,
we got a bit of PR out of it, photo with him and that. I don't know if it ever got into the paper. I don't, but
on the socials.
Yeah, with me, my eyes closed because I was like, I've got to put it up. You know.
I think I've seen the Spitfire one. I think I've seen that one. I think
they've just
on Facebook. That was a good one. That
they've just revamped it. They have. Yeah, because it's a properly skilled bloke that does it. Like he's actually skilled. He actually the bits of wood. I'm butchering it, but he's hand done it, the whole thing. Right. And I didn't know this. When he puts it up, he also entwines it onto the pole, so it's stuck on, so someone can't just go doosh and take it away.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. Wow.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So what pests have you mainly been doing today then, Sam?
Rats all day today. Yeah, rats all day. So yeah, solid on the rats. Not even any mice, just solid rats. Just you've been on a course today. What about yourself, Shaun?
Today, just where are we? Where are you? There we go. Today, just rats.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a lot, but yeah, rats. But I'll be honest, the vast majority of our business is mice and rats. And then the only insect that dominates the business is the wasps as well. But we do everything everyone else does, bed bugs, etc. But they're very minute part of the business. We don't seem to be able to attract people or don't want it, or I don't know if someone's charging next to nothing. I don't know.
I'd done my first wasp nest yesterday.
You sent me something, didn't you? Was it you? No.
But no, I did my first wasp nest yesterday. Some scaffolders were taking the roof off and they found the wasp nest and they wouldn't go in it. And I'm trying to tell them over the phone that it was dead. Yeah, absolutely. And they point blank refused to carry on working. They down tooled. So I flew on over there and it must have been about 2 years old. I just blew on it and it just crumbled. And you think, oh, well, thank you very much. So in the bag, it was easy. Bye.
It's the fear factor, though, isn't it? It is the fear factor. It's difficult sometimes for yourself to think, hold on a minute, you'll be fine. But you've got to sort of look at it that they're terrified, aren't they, some people? So, yeah. They
were certainly terrified. They phoned the boss and the boss was coming back. And like, no, they can't come in. We're not insured for it. And brilliant.
Hugh saying he's seen the first queens out and about. I've not seen any yet, so
I haven't seen any.
No, so he's seen them.
Wouldn't bumblebee.
Yeah.
I think I saw one today, actually. I wasn't sure because it was a distance away, but I did think I saw one today, actually. So
tell you what I did see today. One thing I've never ever seen. And you probably both laugh at me. I was driving to a job and I actually rang my dad. I said, something's ran across the road. It's not a mouse, it's not a rat. And he said, is it like long? Looks like a string. I said, yeah. He said, it's a cat weasel. Well, I've never seen one before. was like, I didn't actually know what it was. I've never experienced it.
Nice,
You
good
see
on.
them all the time, I bet, Sam. You do. I'd imagine.
Stoats and weasels, yeah, we get a fair few around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be quite involved in trapping them as well, but obviously now I've got no need to unless they're nailing chickens, but that's only an odd call.
Well, on my course today, every day's a school day, I learnt that cluster flies lay their eggs in earthworms. Now, the larvae hatch and they eat them from the inside out.
Yeah.
Now, they are. Every day's a school day. Didn't know that until today.
It is.
There's also the green cluster fly that I said too. That we had a chat about it, didn't we? And they're in muck heaps because I had one house the other day, didn't I? With both the normal cluster fly and your green cluster fly in. So, and that was interesting. Yeah.
Then he sent me a picture saying, "What's this?" And I go, "I have no idea."
That was in the pub the other day. You had the same, didn't you?
Yeah.
Kieron nailed it. Yeah.
See, insect course. You need to get yourself on an insect course.
That's the kiddie.
I think the next MPTA one is down in Buckfast. So I'm guessing, Shaun, you're not coming to that one.
No, but I tell you who might come to that. Martin Belcher, who's on the board with me, because he usually goes to it. Because he says it's such a nice venue.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he does go, but he told me that's one he usually goes to because he likes the venue in the area.
It is a nice venue. It's very
nice.
Yeah. I'll be going. Yeah, we'll be going.
Yeah. Nice,
well, see, he's MPTA member now. It doesn't cost.
Yeah.
Hey,
he gets it for free.
Yeah,
that's true. Make the most of it.
Exactly. Get that value.
Yeah, definitely like the value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like.
Yeah.
I want the value out of all of it.
Yeah. It'd be that guy that everyone's like, we need to go home. And he keeps asking questions. Shut up. We want to go.
Oh, I like talking. You know me.
Yeah. I imagine you're going. I'd imagine you. Are you attending, Hugh? I'd imagine you're attending. I think you went to the last one, didn't he, last year?
Yeah.
He's actually the
Hugh's leader.
You know your UK committee? Hugh leads it up, doesn't he? He's the one that leads the UK committee up.
Yep.
He's also the vice chairman of the MPTA now. He is.
Absolutely.
Got some important people watching the podcast at the minute.
Yeah. No pressure.
To make sure his committee member is doing the best. But what else? But no, it's I'll probably be going to NPTA Peterborough, Andal. That's not till like August, September. Okay. That's not that. I have to obviously go to this one because I was the one that campaigned for it in the MPTA. I couldn't go Nottingham because I went to Davy Brown's course in Burton-on-Trent, which I will tell you was a very good podcast. I learned a lot. I was the only one taking tons of notes. And the main thing he kept saying was, Shaun, remember this? He said, a lazy builder. He kept saying it every so often because it was like some of the things happen with drains or they get moved, etc. And lazy builder. He kept bringing it up. But yeah, it was very insightful. Yeah,
lazy builders.
That's what his main.
Are our friends.
That was the word of the day. The saying of the day. That's what he kept saying. But no, it was an insightful course. It was. It's worth doing if anyone wants to learn about how you don't even have to have a camera, and you want just an insight into how they leave the sewer system. It's just an insight, and you realise how many. See, I thought drainage was a massively regulated industry, but not according to him. He said it's just like pest control. There isn't many qualifications, or there's not that much to it. He said, you'd think though it would be, but obviously if you're digging down to a drain, you've got to have approval and all that stuff. But generally, you're all right, because I looked into it. Because I'm with Bradshaw and Bennett, they include drainage in they include it as a standard. They do. So, are you with them, Kieron, or are you with someone else?
I'm with someone else. Who I can't remember the name of right at this moment in time.
Make sure
I'm going to look into Bradshaw and Bennett.
Yeah,
well, make sure you've got legal indemnity with it, because a lot of companies, I'm not naming any names, but there was a prominent name within the industry that everyone thought they had legal indemnity and it didn't. So, well, it's always worth checking it's on there. It is.
Yeah, I will check that one. Yeah. So, but yeah,
like he said though, the gift that keeps giving builders. That's also the same for a bird feeder. The gift that keeps giving.
Yeah, bird feeders are, aren't they? 100%. And the best thing is when you say get rid of them, and then about 6 months later you go back to the same place and they put them all back. It's nice of them.
Well, I had a job a few years ago where I knew this lady was doing. I knew what she was doing. It was in like a shed where elderly people live. I knew what she was doing. She was taking them down when I was coming, and putting them back up after. Then before I would come, so what I did one day is I peeked the head round the corner, and that's what she did, because they were up. And in the end, I said to her, I think we should pack this job up because you like feeding the birds, and this isn't going to help. So she agreed in the end. But yeah, sorry, Hugh's corrected me. It's called professional indemnity. There we go. Correction. Thanks.
Professional.
But now, what did it?
But I've got a lady.
Yeah.
I've got a lady. She, bless her. She's like, I went there. She's got rats in the garden, and she's like, I feed the birds. I will always feed the birds. I know what you're going to say, but I will not stop feeding the birds. So every 6 to 8 weeks, I go around there and I shoot her rats and leave about 2 that she likes. She likes to leave about 2. And then I leave.
Okay.
And then 6 to 8 weeks later, I'll go back and do the same thing. But hey, what can you do?
Exactly. So I reckon we should talk about the main thing that was actually the topic. One of the topics that we first talked about. What should be in a pest control folder? And there's the man, Sam. We all know Sam. He's the paperwork man. He really is.
Yeah.
that was me. Just
king of Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we'll be off. We'll come back in half an hour, buddy.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you. No pressure. No.
Yeah.
Well, what? Site folders then. So you're going to do the mixture in there. You got your paper and you got your software folders now. Yeah. I mean, I think software for site folders software is absolutely awesome now. You know, it saves a lot of messing about and writing, and you can update at home whenever you want. You can change everything, and for us personally, we've changed over now, and yeah, it is changed the business. You know, and
I could imagine, because I remember when you were talking about it for quite a while, and you were like,
yeah.
And then when you made that switch, you were like, "Oh, my life's so much easier."
Yeah,
now,
I should have done it years ago. Ago. It's just the thought of taking a paper folder.
Shaun Mooney's.
Yeah, absolutely. Pest software. Brilliant.
Yeah, Shaun Mooney's.
I'll be honest with you. See, I've got one quarterly, and I said to her last visit, "Can we move this over to digital?" Oh, but the EHO, I said, "No, they accept digital. You can still print them off." And she was like, she's asked the chef. He wants paper. She wants paper. So I'm like, all right. It was painful writing it out, thinking, I don't like doing this. Sorry. There's only one, so I go there every 3 months. So it's not too bad.
I would charge extra now. If someone wanted paper, I would charge extra, I think, because it's just it doesn't fit in with everything's on the software. It all works, it all syncs together.
It does, but you can all, like the vast majority, when we rolled it out, we had just told everyone.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we just said if you want to print it out, you can.
Yeah, that's all I say. Yeah. But you do get.
Yeah.
You still
my
do
mind
get
is.
Sorry, Kieron.
If you do it all electronic, which is fine, but let's say it's in the kitchen. Let's say on site you're using rodenticide, or you've done a chemical treatment of some description. Now, to my mind, you need all that member of staff to be able to get to a folder. If something goes wrong, get the COSHH assessment. Boom, there it is. Everything's done. If it's online, how do they get that?
We tell them to. We tell them, because you get a portal on the one I'm on. You can actually tell them to make a folder with all the documents in, so you don't have to go online. It's just on the computer.
Literally, they click on the icon on the computer. That's what I get them to do.
That's not going to happen.
A lot of places do, though, Kieron. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, fair enough. But
yeah, you have to force.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
You have to force them. You have to say, look, when your audit day, because I had it a few times. Hello, Red Tractor's here. How do we log on? And you're like, well, I've shown you 3 times, So now I always make sure they've got their icon on the computers. Like I say, you need to have it on there. And then as soon as they click on, they're all ready to go. Anyone can access it. Job done. And it does save a lot of messing about, to be honest. But I get your point exactly. Especially if you've got someone that doesn't know how to use a computer or is struggling, then it is there, I suppose, in paper, isn't it?
I'm just kind of like, for instance, you're in a pub, right? The dog's been drinking beer, because that's what you do when you take a dog into a pub. Goes outside, rips open a box, eats a whole bunch of rodenticide. Right now, the dog owner goes up to the barman and goes, "My dog has just eaten that rat poison." Does that barman have access to the portal instantly like that, or does he just go behind the bar or be in the kitchen? Boom, there's a folder. That's where I am with it. I
think he would, because he would just go straight onto the computer, or even on their phones. They could have it straight on the phone, straight on the computer. Bam.
I think with Shaun's software, you can do QR codes, and then like Hugh's just put, you could just put a QR code for the staff on the wall for them to access it straight away. My software I use doesn't have a QR code, but never had that issue. But they've always got access to it. All they've got to do is go into the and click the link. A lot of them just make a folder. They do. Because the biggest thing, my dad was hesitant. My dad was very hesitant. No one's going to give us our emails, and he was shocked. People handing over all this, and all good. So what we did say was, we're saving the world.
Yeah, I think of all the paper, all the writing, all the paper, all of the printing. And I look back now and I think, we're trying
to be more sustainable.
Yeah, there's no Devon. I can't say
no, to be fair, you can say that with digital systems.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I do understand
your paper.
No,
I am paper at the moment.
Yeah, I do get your point though. I do think that in some situations, especially having some sort of paper definitely is needed still, isn't it? I know why Kieron's bringing this up. This was talked about when I wasn't with Kieron on this course, but we had the same trainer, Debbie Wilson, and someone mentioned digital paperwork, and that is life. And that is what she said. What if something happens and you need it there and then, that second? And that's what she said. Because at the time, when I did that, I was very much against digital. We were paper only. Now I can't. I think obviously we write invoices out on paper as well for domestic, but
if they pay before in the commercial, it goes through the software, but it doesn't all go through that. But I do get it, Kieron. It also that's it's also a big cost saving for you because it would cost quite. I believe it's money's. I think it's well spent, but from your perspective, you'd probably think, that's quite a big chunk of money each year, especially with you having to go to zero too.
Not just that, this year, my New Year's resolution for the business is reduce by half the advertising and to go digital. I've seen Sam do it. I've seen it at the beginning, struggling with it, and then now it's boom, stuck with it. Now he's on it, and that is amazing. I'm still at the paper stage, but to start with, I'm about to go VAT registered next month, so I am going through zero at the minute. So I'm going to get all my accounts sorted, get that up and running, and then so by mid-year, I will be then going into the pest software, and then I can look back on this and go, what was I thinking? Paper, nightmare.
Yeah,
but I do still think somebody should have access to it at the moment.
I wouldn't be able to do some of the sites.
Sam.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to do some of the sites that I do without that software. And that's honestly, I couldn't keep up with the amount of paperwork they need for some of these sites and the amount of bait boxes and changes, and without being able to go on maps and just move it all about easily and write it all in there and have everything logged and be able to click on it and have it all when I'm sat here right now. I can just mess about with it. And for me, that was the thought of having to do some of the sites we've taken on since on paper. I just wouldn't do them. I would not do them. But that software allows us to be able to do it. But I think you're going to I think you'll enjoy it. And I think it'll be good. But I still agree that some places you need that bit of paper, don't you?
What Jason's just said. No, I kind of agree. Sure. If there was an emergency, they literally would just ring you up. We need access to this. They'd literally ring you straight away. They would as well. But I do get it because that's what I do remember thinking back. That's exactly what Debbie said. What if? And at the time, I was pro paper. I was at the time. I messaged you at some point. Says, I told you I was proper, but that's it. I just went now digital. Well done, she said.
No, it's good. It's good. So, what are we saying then for the site folders then? So, digital or folders, we've still got to have the same information in them, haven't we? So, Kieron mentioned COSHH assessments. So, that's a very important thing, isn't it? If in the event of that situation. So, COSHH assessments are definite. Anything else?
Yeah. Eras and rams.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, COSHH assessments. Yeah.
It's ERAs. Yeah, definitely.
Treatment reports, obviously.
Yeah.
If we start going into Sam's world, it gets a lot more paperwork. It does.
Sometimes.
He's laughing.
Sometimes. But no, I think definitely in the...
Me and Shaun, we're more domestic.
Yeah, liability insurance. We actually put our I put my qualifications in there. I put my crew certificate in as well. I don't know if you have to put all this in, but I do.
Yeah,
obviously you can put your data sheets in. You can obviously you're supposed to put that in anyway, but digitally we can. When we first started with this software, you didn't have the ability to do it properly, but now they've got the ability to do it. You got to have the top tier, but no, it's all in there. It is. What else? I'm trying to think what else we put in there.
So the
anti-slavery policy.
Yeah, anti-slavery policy. Yeah, that's the kiddie. But we get. I got pulled up on that one, so I've got one in there now. I get asked for my CPD. The audits when they audit some of the sites I do, they want to see how many CPD I've done so far at whatever.
That's interesting. Never been asked for that, really.
Yeah, definitely.
And how many have you got so far, Sam?
Well, not 47, but I'm getting up there. I've been watching a lot of podcasts in New Zealand at the moment, so I've got there. I'm not quite beat 47 yet. I had to buy breakfast, didn't I?
I got 28.
Yeah. No,
But
I had to buy breakfast.
Site map, that's correct. Obviously, a site map is actually a bait map, really. Yeah. You know, it's the same thing. If you bait on your level, though, Sam, you have to go a bit deeper than that. You do, you know. Because
that's where the software comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but he's saying here that they don't put any COSHH assessments or RAMs or data sheets in their folders. They don't.
I normally do COSHH manufactured data sheets and all the RAMs in there as well, depending on what we're doing. So we'd have, if we were going shooting, there would be a separate RAM for that, and then dog work, and then our normal day-to-day routine. So whatever activity we're doing, we'll add a new risk assessment and a method statement into that for whatever we're doing. And on some of the sites, we make sure that that's very site specific, and even like putting the log number from like when we rung the police to let them know we're shooting, that will also go in, so it can all be traced, so there's no incidences. So
that's true. Also, Hugh's saying that obviously the data sheets basically mean nothing to the client. If they looked at them, they wouldn't understand them, which I agree. They wouldn't know.
Absolutely.
No. I think yeah.
I email mine.
Yeah. They do look for them though. I mean, some of the farms, they look for them if they want them in there for their tick box. Some of the auditors, but
I'll tell you something about a lot of these auditors, the Red Tractor, places like that. You need to go and find the actual spec for Red Tractor, because on some auditors, not saying all, they ask for more than they're actually entitled to. They do.
Oh, 100%. I'd agree, but I'd say maybe. I mean, Red Tractors generally, they're not too bad. Some of the line code can be a bit difficult sometimes, but I think the one thing I find is you almost want to try and go above whatever standards they're trying to set you, so that when it does come into it, they're ticking boxes and they're going to find something, because they always do. But it's going to be, I had one the other day, this is a good one to add in there that I didn't have. I didn't have the crew best code of practice in the site folder. And
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, and you've done well. When the line code audit went through, they were absolutely chuffed with everything, but she's demanded on the spot that my client had the crew code of best practice in the folder.
I think she's...
Yeah, but luckily, because I'm on digital, I could literally quickly get on here, download a crew best practice, add it into the site folder, bam, there you go, happy days. But it's there then for the next audit, isn't it? So yeah,
I think they're towing the line there. You know, I think overstepping. Hugh said that is. Yeah. But
maybe you've done a good job if they're being funny over something that isn't that important.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
that's
right. The site folder. Site folders just tend to differ, don't they, between people, really? There's no set rule by the looks of it. A site folder must have this, must have that. But
we have mentioned, Jason, we have mentioned environmental risk assessments, but obviously Kieron worded it ERAs. So you might have missed that a little bit. He said it so quick. He did.
Yeah, we both said it wrong. Yeah, we both said that. Yeah, environmental risk assessment, and then that's what Yeah. So no, that's very important. Very important, and that's one of the main things that we should be adding on to, updating and almost noting every visit, survey, and if there's any changes to be added on to that. Especially I find on the agri side, like I'm really always looking for any changes depending on what it is.
See, obviously with your software, you can show your CPD. It gives you the ability. See, with my software, you're not with the British Pest Register, are you?
No, so what I do is I download my BPCA CPD log out. So every couple of months I download it, and then I just add it onto my. If I put it onto my software and put it into general, it logs it to every single site folder for me, so I don't have to do it individually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you could same with COSHH assessments. If you do a COSHH assessment, or it just logs it onto everything depending on what product you're using. So it does save you a fair bit of time. But that's yeah, I'll put it on there, and then it logs it for every single site folder to see what CPD I've done so far. So that is quite.
Helpful. Okay. Yeah. That's how you do it. And obviously, Hugh is saying obviously with BRC etc. They all vary on what they want.
Yeah.
They do.
All depends on who the auditor is, doesn't it?
Wait till I turn up as your auditor.
Yeah, difficult one to get right there.
Yeah. They're quite persistent as well. The line code are really, if they'll sit there and they want it now. It's all they're not even saying, "Oh, I'll check it once later on tomorrow." They want it today, now. You're like, okay, right, that's fine.
Power mad, mate. Obviously.
Yeah. Wow, it does. I always look at it as if it gets me more work. If you get the paperwork right, it gives you more work. So it's actually a benefit. The harder they are on the site, the more they need me to get it right. So it makes you, more important in that system. So it's a win. It's a win.
It does. No, you're right.
Yeah,
you are. But some of the stuff you've mentioned, I didn't. The crew though, the crew code of conduct. I was.
Yeah, I was a bit like, come on, you could just Google it. It's like, yeah, but there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in the whole folders now, so it's there.
You know that client's never going to read that. You know it. I went to farm. I got time to read that.
I looked at what they were doing before I took over the site, and they weren't reading. They're not ever going to read that, but it's in there and it's ready to go. So they were. Don't get me wrong, they were still doing a good job before I got there. But I'm just saying that, it's amazing how the step when you take on a site from what they were doing, their paperwork was good, but suddenly you've gone like next level with it, and then the auditor wants next level again. So it's interesting how they act, really, but it drives you forward, and it's a good thing, I think.
It does. I mean, I do a task site, and I'll be honest, they don't ask me. I've passed all of them. They don't really ask me for much, just the bog standard stuff.
I don't get the only reason red tractor, we don't get any bother.
Yeah, but I don't even put half as much stuff as you doing, and just what I see, etc. And always mention clear the grain up, but as we all know, that never happens.
No.
Because they literally get me in got us in because they were told they had to have professional pest control. I think it was because the paperwork was probably bad.
Yeah,
they said, "Oh, we've only got you in because we were told we have to have you." So, the tick box for them it is, but
we're going to look at
like you say, it varies on every site.
No, you go, Kieron. You go, Kieron. I can talk for England, mate.
Oh, just saying, it varies, doesn't it, from site to site? It does. You've got your red tractors and you've got your line codes, and line code is up there and above and beyond.
I can't be honest, though.
Like for the general cafe. What's that, Shaun?
Sorry, I got to be honest. Like with Task, it was a weird one because when I read their spec, I was like, "Why the hell are they asking for this?" And he asked for RSPH level 3. And I thought, what the hell are they asking that for? So I sent the spec to a couple of people that examine sites because they're talking crap. So I just sent him my level 2. Let's clarify it. My RSPH level 2 award in pest management. And they accepted it. But I just can't understand why level 3 was in there. I can't. No idea.
That's interesting.
If that appeared, you'd be sure. It was weird, but they still accepted it. But yet it was in there. I wasn't going to put it this way. This contract, I wouldn't have gone out and done level 3 for the contract. No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, it's got to make it worth it, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
What were you saying, Kieron? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just saying that varies from site to site on what people want and what and then if they don't know what they want is what you supply. Like today doing the course, the MPTA insect course, we broached it, and a lot of people are like, put the minimum in. People don't want monster amounts. So that was everyone else's thoughts on site folders. Put minimal. So
I presume they weren't talking. I bet you they were talking about the general ones. I bet you if you turn around and said to Mark Wenman, what about BRC, etc., he'd say, well, yeah, do more. They probably would have agreed. But I bet they were on about general contracts, probably.
Possibly.
Yeah. One of our treatment reports, I know, so I sent off a treatment report yesterday, and I know there'll probably be at least 4 to 5 people will read that. And they obviously, we all know that a lot of people don't bother, but I know that on those sites, there will be the manager, there will probably be the owner, there will be the internal auditor, and they'll all read that treatment report. And then you'll have the auditor. So it will all be, it will all be, and because that gets emailed, and with the pest software, you can put like a parent client. So on these sites, the internal auditor, she has all of the sites in one, so she has all of the sites in the company under her, so she can log into any site she wants at any time and see what's going on. And so she'll read all of them. And then, so there's a lot of people all reading that one report. So yeah, and there's no pressure there. And I know that the big boss, he loves them, so he always reads them. And I think there's another, his son, I think he reads them as well. So you're looking at a lot of people sometimes reading Sam's dyslexic treatment report. So I have to try.
So here's a question. Here's a question for you then. I just on that point you've said. Do you use AI to help you generate the reports on what you want to say?
So, no, I don't. I will on a lot of our normal dairy farm contracts. There's Shaun's software is brilliant because it's got phrases. So I'll write a load of phrases for my agricultural work that I can click in, which saves me time during the day, adding in roughly what I've done, and then I'll handwrite some of it in between, and it is brilliant. On some of those sites, because everyone's reading it all the time, I handwrite, I type all of them individually, all fresh, all new, so that when they're reading, they're not all the same, if that makes sense. I don't want it to
So what you could do, and what you can do if you use ChatGPT, you could still do that. You can get it in your own tone, so you could talk to your phone, tell it exactly what you want, and it will put it on screen for you. And it will. You got to get your nuances right, but it will look like it's from you. You see, and copy and paste it in.
That's crazy.
Hugh told me. It was Hugh that told me about that.
Because we time our treatment reports for them on some of those sites, and a normal treatment report will take me 45 minutes to an hour sometimes, depending on how much we've done and how much detail there is on it. So
that's what Hugh told me. He said you can talk to it and it comes out, and it's a good tip, to be honest. I know everyone's afraid of AI, but AI can make our paperwork better. It's made my paperwork better, I'm going to assure you. It really has.
So that was just chat
GPT.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that and see what we can do then. So what you just
go. The only thing
I do pay for ChatGPT.
Right.
20 quid a month. I pay for that, but I don't. You might get away with using the free one.
Yeah.
But it's so useful for other stuff that you need to know about. Obviously, do proofread it, read through it to make sure it's right. It sounds, it does make mistakes sometimes, but generally, I use that now and I sound far more professional than I ever have done.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's any tricks or tips, it helps, doesn't it? So no, that's happy days. So we're going to look into like maps and stuff like that. What do you think we should have in maps? Because I always remember when I first started out, I've got to admit this would be really interesting because I didn't have a clue. I didn't know what had to go into a site folder. It was so difficult, isn't it? It's like you were sat there thinking, right, do I need this? Do I need that? It's quite a
Nice. Thank you, Hugh.
daunting one, isn't it?
That site map, there's bait placements where your bait boxes are.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. I know everyone on here is. It can be. I mean, you don't laugh, but you can be a Google Earth view and it dotted out. It doesn't have to be complex.
That's exactly what we do for all of our dairy farms. We just zoom out, Google map it, and then add.
You've got to hope it's there, though. If it's that new, they might not have appeared yet. But, mostly it's there. Yeah, but it can be that basic, people. You don't have to be complex or anything.
Yeah, Red Tractor state, don't they, that any competent person must pick up the folder and be able to find those boxes.
Yeah.
But there you go.
So they need to be updated every visit. If you move a box, it needs to be updated.
Yeah. So a lot of the software, like you could move it, just delete, move. A lot of the software you can move them easily. You can. But I can imagine that if you are paper in that situation, that'd be a nightmare.
It was. To be honest with you, that's really big, because a lot of these places we're moving boxes fairly regularly, depending on or traps or whatever you're using, and it was a nightmare. It was even using stickies to go on to a printout. I tried everything, and that now just being able to go, you're there, you're deleted, or even if you're borrow baiting, you can borrow how many borrow baits you borrowed, and you can put them on the bit on a map, and you can put them on there, and then when you come back you can take them off, and it's awesome. That
I'm missing out.
Yeah, but you do need to show it, don't you? I suppose that's the thing.
Here's a tip from you: Google map it, then add an image in as a background on Publisher, then trace around all the details, then remove the background image. There we go, people. There's a tip there. There is.
That's a good one.
There we are. Yeah. It saves my pen and paper. Oh well. I've got zero to sort first, and then that's it. There'll be no stopping me. But anyway, change the subject slightly. How's the moles going then, Sam? They coming in yet?
Well, to be honest with you, it is so wet round here that I'm booked in. All the farms are booked in, ready for this season, but I probably won't start. I've got my first one booked in 10th of March, so I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because it's just so wet round here. So we'll give it a little bit longer, and then we'll hit them then. So a few domestics, but not loads. Few domestic moles, but we're booked up and ready to go. So I was thinking today, the sun came out, and I thought nearly moling. It feels nearly moling. So it will be soon.
Yeah.
How about yourself? You got a few domestics on?
I got quite a few. Coming in at the minute. So that's
pretty fucking all these
breaks up
all these show-offs. All these show-offs. My comment would be to this subject: what moles would be my comment? What moles?
They're moving.
Wow, they ain't ringing me at the minute.
The problem we have is chasing the grass. We're chasing the grass by the end. It'll be come April, the grass starts going, and then you'll get people ringing you late, and you literally go to the site and the grass is this high, and you're like, you couldn't ring me. I normally take all my bookings in now, but I've learned not to wait for people to ring me. I ring people and say, do you want your moles doing this year? And then I can book them all in, and it's doing like fully booked, job done then and there, because people otherwise wait until, we've got moles everywhere, and they think you can just do it overnight, don't they? So yeah.
Oh man, same with girl proofing. All the phone calls now. Oh, can you come sort our roof out? Girls are looking like they're going to nest. Yeah, but you've had months. And now it's like, can't fit them all in, I'm afraid. So, nightmare. It's like, please. And I always try and put it out there. Always put it out in September. Right, girls are going. Have you had a problem this year? Let's get it sorted now. Nothing, because the babies are flown. Nobody's in there. And then end of bloody mid-February, that's it. Oh, we got moles. Oh, we got gulls. It's oh no. But yeah, hey ho. It's a nice moment to have, you know, that you're getting the work to do the gull proofing. But it's still, come on, I could get so much more in.
You've had a fair bit of squirrel work as well, and new and proofing, Kieron.
I have, yeah. The squirrels, I've pretty much covered me squirrels now. All around the local area, there's no more running around, because you remember with Sam, we were talking that I'm driving down the lane, I see a squirrel, and it's like, oh no, better stop. And then this person walking their dog next to me kind of like giggled, seeing a pest control van stopping and not killing the squirrel and running it over. And it's like, no, don't get paid for that one. No, that one's going to have babies and get in somebody's roof space.
Yeah,
they're not coming back. But all locally, I've sorted those. Your little trick with the Fen 4 in the cage, brilliant.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's good.
It's kind of
like handy that.
WCS was my go-to, and then the Fen 4 in the cage up in the roof space. Awesome.
Did you have any luck with other? Did you have any luck with the Canyon I give you?
No, not yet. No.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, you'll be joyful.
I will set up. I'm still waiting for the Kenya one to get a photo for you.
Yeah, you'll be happy that day. Yeah, good track with them. Yeah.
Loving the Fen 4s in the cages, actually.
They're handy. They are handy. I had one in a pub the other day. We had squirrel running around the pub, and there was a little tiny gap where it was coming through. Little Fen cage in there. Job done. Happy days next day. So nice. good little traps then.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I've still got a couple of squirrel jobs on, but the main brunt of them have all finished now. It's just come on insects. That's what I'm saying. Come on the insects. I like Rat City at the minute, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Kieron, Hugh's saying, do you bank with NatWest? You do?
I do.
He's saying you can have free agent software for free with them. So he's saying try that. Are you writing that down in your notebook? He just said that you get it free of charge with them. I imagine it's
free agent.
I don't know. So free agent is free with NatWest.
Nice. Oh,
there we go.
I will.
Anyone else is listening?
Thank you, Hugh.
You can. There we go.
I can't remember which one. There was one that links. I know Shaun used the software, and I'm going to have to watch the podcast back at which one he uses, unless Hugh knows that you can. That links with Shaun's software, and I think that's reasonable price as well. I can't remember what it's called, and that's a accounting software, but I'll have it's on one of the podcasts about the software.
It's got to be QuickBooks or Xero. I think it's probably Xero.
It's not. It's another one.
I bet Hugh knows.
Hugh uses it. Yeah, Hugh might know. It sounded quite good. I think it was reasonable.
They probably know, but Hugh's now saying he's changed to we changed. Right. We've changed instead of Xero, so he's not using Xero anymore. You ain't. They must be using free agent then. I'm not sure. But,
yeah, nice.
So
there we are. So how much proofing are you getting done then, Shaun? You getting much proofing done?
Not in the minute.
We're talking about like upselling, weren't we?
That's the thing. Upselling. I'm not the best at it. The tool is on order because I've ordered that excluder tool for the mice and rats because I was ordering 2 new rat gates. And I'll be honest, if you have to put a non-return valve in, rat gates I find are the best on the market. I do. They might be a bit more expensive than the others, but I find they're the best. But yes, we are going to be upselling more. I'm going to get that tool and try and upsell more. Try and make it more of an educational. So at the end, we prove them out the best we can. Yeah, I'm not the best at that, to be honest. I'm not. But he's given me ideas on how to do it. Show them visually, and then they kind of get it. They do, because I'm gonna try and sell. Jason, who's in chat, he makes the downpipe guards. He does. You can buy them like Lodi and Rat Pack.
Yeah, I've seen them. Rat Pack. Yeah.
And we're going to try and do that, offer them as well, because they're quite a good system. And you do get people go, well, the block up. Well, it's called maintenance. Every 3 months, you just pull it out, give it a clean, and pull it back. It's called maintenance. It is.
And that's what you charge them for.
That's exactly what he said, actually. Yeah.
Yep, you put in a DRV, a drain rat valve, you've got to go back and maintain that once a year and check it's all working. Money.
You can, you can, but you can also give them a little contract that says that if you don't book another appointment, it's on you. So a lot of people do that. They do. You don't legally have to go back at all, because a lot of people don't, but you can bolt that on. You're right, Kieron. This is the man, you see. He's always thinking of a way of making more money.
1 coin into 2 coins. That's the key.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But no.
But has anyone tried those? Have you tried those new Lodi air brick vent covers?
I won't be, no.
Yeah,
I've seen them. They good?
Yeah, I've seen them. And
problem is, though, they seem simple, but your problem is you've got to stock all 4. So because you don't know what size you're getting, so to have them on stock ready on the van, you probably have to buy 4 of each. It's quite a big costing, that is. You won't know which. I can't remember how much they were, but you'd have to have 1 for each size.
Yeah.
On board, wouldn't you? Rather than a normal one,
but
where you could just
quick in it.
Yeah,
I have a stock. I haven't tried them yet. I'm
not going to.
Those. But I like one EMV. They always do a sell-off, don't they? Event covers. I'll buy a big stock because they usually work out near half price. So
that's where we got
quite a few, because I end up putting loads on. I had 22 on a house the other day.
The master.
That's not bad.
No. No, you got mice coming in everywhere. Let's stick them on.
Yeah, exactly.
But, we did a job the other day, and their concrete steps drop in, and it's like, we'll knock that out and rebuild your step. Don't have to do pest control. I'll clean the patio, tidy up the whole area, get rid of all the harbourage, paint the walls. It really doesn't bother me. I will upsell and get me man to do it. Go around and do all the rest of it. I'll do the pest control. We can then do all the maintenance part of it, and extra money in it. Just
anyway. Why haven't you bought
the next point?
Oh yeah, exactly. Why haven't you brought your main man on for you, Kieron? Where's Paul the Proofer?
Oh, Paul the Proofer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's around somewhere. He's probably stuck up on a roof, isn't he?
Yeah, probably is.
He's proofing. Yeah. He's too busy proofing.
Yeah, he's out proofing. He ain't got time for this.
No,
he hasn't. No.
You don't let him have nights off, do you?
He's a boy. Yeah. No, he is in wasp season. In wasp season, back end of wasp season, when you've got a monster nest up in the roof space, I will always send him up first with a white light, and then I go around the other side with a red light, and so they all attack him, and then I get it sorted. Brilliant. And he still hasn't worked it out. Love it. Love him.
Oh dear.
Just in case you're watching. Love you, Paul.
You come round,
yeah. But no, it's like you say, I've worked hard to get a good team around me. I've got my drain man, I've got Paul the Proofer, and it works really well for us, so yeah, we do all right. But upselling, love a bit of upselling. I've had retail experience in horticulture, running a garden centre and stuff, and it's all about upselling. Not trying to rip people off, but just this is what we can do, and if you want it done, then do it. And it's good. It's good. It works well. It works well. You just got to kind of think.
I have, yeah. It's I'll get there. I'll let you know when I've done a lot more. I'm not
you're adding drains in as well, aren't you?
Well,
you're adding drains in. It's upselling. You
that is
more in,
that is
and offering more one-stop shop, isn't it?
It's kind of the idea, because it's like it's like when I went to Think Rutland. That's the thing, and then I said to my dad about there's this grant, and he was like, "What about getting a drain camera?" That's a good idea, isn't it? And like, obviously, your questions have to hit the mark. You see, right? Like, there's always a sustainability question in there. And the guy that was doing the business advisor kind of coached me through what to say, and he approved my writing because he knew what would pass and what wouldn't. So he says, anything that could help the environment, Shaun. Well, says if I did the drains, if I cameraed the drains and I found like a whole ingress, I says technically we could just, if potentially, I'm not saying say some people, if they probably hadn't got a rat issue yet, you could just get it done and get the work, find it without the need of rodenticide. He loved that. Is there anything else, Shaun, with this camera? Remember when they used to do drain surveys? What don't need to dig? There we go. That's exactly what I had. No digging required. Because he says that would be environmental impact. Things like that on the sheet, ticking it off. But it's really good. But we're just rolling it out now. But it's quite fun.
And also, absolutely. And the environmental thing as well. If you've got a pipe that's dropped, then it's a sewer. You're then leaching all of that into the ground.
I actually put that in as well. I did put that in as well. I did. But
so you're talking, your house can get damp through it. It's leaching off. It can go into waterways. They're putting bleach down the toilet. You're putting all the chemicals down there. Yeah. And if you can find, it needs a patch, boom, 1 meter patch in, done. And
not at that level yet, but we'll see how well it goes. But
you will be.
You never know.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. One-stop shop.
Well, it's kind of the idea, but we'll see. We will. But,
it's just trying to always.
Anyway, how are you? Because you've got a camera. Have you used it yet? Kieron, have you used your camera yet? Sorry, have you used your camera yet, Kieron?
I haven't got. I've only got a small inspection. I haven't got a drain camera. So Nathan from Wooler, who came round to see me the other day, because he was just passing with his van full of wares. He's going to be at the MPTA Roadshow at Buckfast. And if you buy stuff there, you get a discount. So he's going to do a discount there. So considering the camera's 4K plus VAT, if I can get some money off, it's going to be a winner, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, I'll be honest. I've seen him. I don't know if it's him I've seen on LinkedIn. And I'll be honest, I read his LinkedIn, right? And I don't know whether he's watching or not, right? But when I looked at his bio, I was like, who the hell is this company? Because when you read the bio, right, it doesn't say that they sell drain cameras. It says they sell measuring equipment. Right. So I had to ask someone, who the hell is this company? Put drain cameras in the bio.
Yeah, I'll have to tell him to upgrade it. But they're getting into pest control and helping out and moving into the pest control industry. Hence, they're going to go to all the road shows. They've got
a stand, haven't they? Really. They've not got a talk. They've got a stand, haven't they? They have.
Yeah. So I've got their camera for just drain inspections, just to inspect the pit, and also you can use it for going up chimneys for swarm season for bees. So I got it because the MBTA code of best practice and it changed. So I can put it up there. I can measure how far up they are. I can take videos of it. I can take photos. And
I suppose you're right. I suppose you're right there. You can. It's still a camera, isn't it? It is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Have you, have you used it? That's what I mean. Have you used it on the job? Yours?
Oh, yeah.
You have. Yeah. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. The camera as well. The camera as well. You can get meter poles and screw them on there. So when you're up in a roof space and you can't get down to the E, you can just angle it down there. Comes up on your phone. Brilliant. Move it all around and see exactly what's going on. Off your phone, off the app, off the phone, you can take photos, you can record. You can have another person as well look at it as well, so you can have the client or your workmate looking at the same time. It's really good.
That's good. A nice clear picture.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. And even if you lose the Wi-Fi connection, say up the chimney, it will still record, and so when it comes back in the signal, you can still see exactly what you've recorded. The reel that you've got, reel is a metered reel. So as you reel it out, it tells you how many meters are up the chimney, and get the thermal camera out as well, and get a picture of the thermal camera of where the bees are. Job done.
Nice. I mean, mine.
And I do believe it was Mark Wenman who wrote the new COPD for Apis mellifera, wasn't it? The bees. So he said to me today.
It was him. Yeah. It's it was him.
I just working on quite.
Oh, don't because they ring us. Don't ring us. Don't do them. They do. They ring you. We turned our number off at one point because it kept ringing.
That'll be your next add-on.
Don't want to do that. No.
What make was that camera, Kieron?
What make?
Yeah.
Wholer.
Right.
WHOLER, something like that.
That's got to be German, or something like that.
It is indeed. Yeah. He'll have them down at Bucket, dude.
Oh, have a look. Yeah.
He'll have them down at Bucket.
Wouldn't be worth me doing that level.
No,
might be some lower spec ones, maybe.
Kieron, don't listen to Sam. Sam's got that much. He's like, slap the cash on the table. No problem.
No,
just buy one for a toy.
I'd rather spend it on thermal.
I know. I'm kidding.
Drains ain't much good, but it would be quite handy sometimes. For different places. I'll tell you what we use quite a bit, especially wasps, is the little ferret cam. That's pretty nifty, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're good little bits. Used that a fair few times last year. It's a handy bit of kit, actually. Quite clear pictures.
Nice. Yeah. Thermals are good though. I had to use a thermal last year. And it was. I made a video on it. I thought it was going to do better, and it did, but it didn't. But it was a point. It was a point. It was like life without Vicam.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the thermals. So obviously we use thermals for surveys and shooting for scanning, but the one that you were using for the location wasp nest, I've actually got one of them as well, because the stuff that you're using for shooting it's too much almost when you're looking in rooms and stuff. So that one that you had is absolutely ideal just for looking round and seeing where the nests are to, isn't it? So they're good bits of kit.
Oh, they are. And it's quite good fun, isn't it? Showing the customer. Like,
they
like
like
nest in the camera.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
No,
I did
is
see
quite
one,
good.
Shaun. Yeah.
That one, yeah.
They are good. Yeah.
With that though,
show people how crap.
With that one, she kept ringing up because.
No, did she?
Yeah, because like I said to her, it's dead. I was showing her I said it's absolutely dead. But what was happening was, because of the long route up, they were going down and up. Some of the ones that were coming back were confused for a while. They kept going back thinking the nest was alive, but obviously not going in the nest. But it was dead. But the wasps that were outside the nest at the time weren't dead. So in the end, they buggered up. They all disappeared. But she did ring up a couple of times. I said, I can come. Said, can you hear anything? Can you see him? She says, no. The odd one. I says, well, that's what it was. I had got it. I checked. But yeah.
I had a few that we bagged last year without using any chemical, just bagged them. And I had workers rebuilding nests and had to go back and then leave a bit of residual on there because it was a couple of times last year. The workers started rebuilding the nest where they were too. So I mean, it does happen, doesn't it? So
it does.
But no, I do like the old thermal camera, and like when you find it, you drill a nice little 10mm hole in the wall, and it's amazing how many wasps will get out of that hole.
Yeah,
bless them. Drill the hole quick, spike in.
That's what we do is we do like to start with, we do that, then we put some tape over it for a second till we're ready, and then we and then I fill it. You know,
Nice.
but it's when you can hear it. You can hear it. Like it's all noisy. Then it goes dead quiet. It does. Obviously, that's when you're using what's it called?
Vulcan?
The cans.
Oh, the wasp nest destroyer.
Aerosols, yeah. It was that would never happen with powder like that. You know?
No, they go mad on that, don't they? Literally go and they go crazy, don't they?
Make good videos. You make for good videos if you can get one. Before and after.
I had quite a few last year come through that just chew through the ceilings.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? You had some cupboards a lot, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few clients get stung in the face. Sadly, shouldn't laugh, but yeah.
Wasn't that one where that plumber? You're on about the one where the plumber thought that it was damp, and he put his hand through.
And he pulled the ceiling down, thinking it was a leaky pipe. Yeah, bless him.
Oh,
yeah, oopsie. But yeah,
I bet he's from now on.
Really,
it's got a little screwdriver, and I bet he just put. Is that what you told him in future? Just that
check first.
Little bit, yeah. It might not be a damp. It might not be a damp. It might be a wasp nest. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, bless him. But yeah, filled the kitchen up full of wasps. They're all queening as well.
Are they?
Yeah. But there we are. It's all a bit of fun, isn't it?
Oh, it is. So how are you getting on with your dogs then, Sam? How do they help you?
No,
on your farms.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I had them out again today, and yeah, it really is an asset now. It really is. I mean, they're flying. They're both. I work two. I've got a terrier and a Bedlington Whippet, and they're both just on the par now. I'm quite happy with how they're going, but there's a lot of places that we can't use rodenticide. There's a lot of places that you can't trap because there's too much livestock about, and having that, there you go, instant death is just instant control. And it looks good. You know, I quite often have an audience of farmers as you're walking around, and next minute the dog's just killed a rat and come back, and they're like, "Oh, brilliant! That's he's and also to mark him, I can put the dog in. So especially with the Bedlington Whippet, I can send her in searching into a lorry yard. She can walk round, and if she finds something, she'll mark. I mean, the terrier will as well, but she seems to really search, higher as well, and right, that's where they're to, and there's a rat in there now. You've marked, it's in there. Now we've got to try and get it out for you, and there we go. It's done. We were last night we were literally walking through farrowing units, killing rats that were in amongst piglets, and they were just picking them out of the piglets. Now there's no other way you would have been able to really. You couldn't safe shoot it, you couldn't trap it, you can't use rodenticide there. So, and they're going from the slats to the food, you would never have got them any other way. So yeah, it really is an awesome tool. Not in every situation, but yeah, they really are. You know, and servicing contracts. I mean, I've pretty much most of my agricultural work, I've always got a dog with me, servicing the contract with me, apart from the bigger contracts where we've got to be a bit more biosecure with things. But like the dairy farms and the pig farms, we're using them a lot. So yeah, an asset. They really are.
It's good to hear that. It's becoming more of it's a growing market, isn't it? People using dogs, because it is how pest control used to be.
Yeah.
Then everyone went away from dogs, and then it's not saying you're following a trend, you're not, but it's just helpful. Plus, it also hits the eco target for as well, doesn't it? It's a tool, so you don't have to, like, obviously, like you say, sometimes the bait boxes won't do it; they won't get to them, so you can eliminate them.
I've always worked dogs when I was keepering, all the way through, and I've always got a lot of respect and know how, in some, not in all situations, some situations it's just pointless. There's too much stuff in the way. It's too dangerous. There's slurry pits. You've got to be very careful with what you're doing, your risk assessments. We always keep a dog log from the moment they go out to work. We've got recordings of how long they're out for work, welfare checks, making sure everything's up together. I always make sure we got the first aid kit, dog first aid kit in the van ready just in case anything happens. But in the right situation, and especially for the marking and instant destruction, just like that, we find a lot, especially on the sites, there's so much food around. You've got serious behavioural resistance, neophobia, and so anything that helps reduce numbers without having to get a rat into a box is a winner, to be honest with you. So yeah, they are an asset. They really are. But it is going that way. I think we do a lot more trapping as well. Because you just find a lot of the time these rats on these sites, they're not going to eat the rodenticide. They're just not. They've got everything they need. They've got that system in place. There's the food. I know it's safe. So yeah, it's just using different things in there. But and it's enjoyable, isn't it? It's nice when it all works. It doesn't always work. There's plenty of times that it all goes wrong. But yeah, it's nice when they're flying and and you've got clients watching. I don't like to have too many people because it distracts everything, but you will quite often have, a client watch you from a distance as you're sorting out, and it does look good.
Do they cheer? Some of them.
I do. I try not to be too strict with things, but I like the dogs to focus on what we're there to work, not to play.
Yeah,
it's a serious game. I don't like the idea of a lot of shouting, a lot of noise. I want the dogs to sit, mark. When we have a bolt, job's done. Let's not make a big hoorah about it. Move on to the next, because it doesn't look good if you have lots of shouting and cheering. I think you got to think at all times you could be videoed, and I don't want it to look like we're having fun. It's a job that we're doing. It's as humane as possible.
No, you are right. You are. About that.
Well, then some of your farms, Sam, you're nearly rodenticide free on, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I mean, I couldn't do the job without rodenticide. I'm not saying that I am on all of them, but on some of them we're pretty much rodenticide free. Others, we have to heavily use it, especially for house mice in some of the bigger sites. But yeah, on especially on the dairy farms and stuff, we're pretty much getting there on some sites. But I try, but you can't always get there. But yeah, they're
but you're heavily reduced on some.
Yeah. I mean, we do a lot of shooting as well. Shooting is a great asset to it as well. But yeah, dogs and shooting do help a lot. They do.
So just a quick question, Sam. Where do you buy all your traps from then?
I get them imported from Scotland.
Oh, do you? Oh, right. What, do you buy in bulk?
Because I'm mad. Yeah, I might suddenly just randomly get 5 pallet loads of traps turn up from Scotland, maybe.
I've got the pictures too, Kieron. Don't worry.
Oh, I tell you what, I was like a kid at Christmas. There, I was just like, how many dock traps can one man have to be happy? And I'm like, I'm very happy. I was putting another 20 out today on a farm, and I was just smiling as they were going out. Kieron says that I can't stop talking about traps, so you've opened it up now. Poor old Lucy has to do it every day.
Yeah, bless her. Yeah, Sam's talking trap.
I love talking traps.
You do.
Yeah, no, she's, to be honest with you, she's brilliant though. She's very supportive, and like she's hopefully coming on in the next year or so. So, and she can trap some stuff, mine. I've never known someone be able to live trap rats like she can, and she's good at trapping moles. So yeah, she'll be an asset. She already is, but she'll be even more an asset. So yeah.
And she's good at shooting too.
Yes, she is. Yeah, she's not bad. Got to get a little bit quicker on the rats, but accurate wise and safe. You trust her that she won't, safety's the main thing. So yeah, she's good. She's very good. Yeah.
So what's your favourite trap at the minute then, Sam?
Oh, no.
How long you got, Shaun? How long you got?
I do love a dock trap. I do love a dock trap at the moment, but I do. Oh, I love all traps. I always have done. I've always been obsessed with traps, but I do. The dock is winning for me. So, yeah, at the moment. But
is that the one you showed me in the video where you had a stick of it going off?
That was the tully trap. That's the
tully trap. Yeah.
I've got some of them I'm experimenting with along with the Perdix. I do actually really like the tully because it's got this lovely safety catch on the side, and you're like completely safe, so you can really mess about with it, and then you can play around with your weights and set it just right, and then off it goes. So it is quite impressive, but if you buy them new, they're very expensive, aren't they? I think, Kieron, you looked them up new, weren't they? About 60 quid, weren't they?
Yeah, 60, 70 quid, weren't they?
Yeah, they're quite a bit.
For one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll work.
In Scotland, they're not.
Oh, no.
If you get them imported from Scotland, they're a bit cheaper. But yeah, no, they're good traps. But the docks. The thing nicely with the dock, there's no going back, is there? Once they got onto the waffle maker, there's no coming back off the waffle maker, which is, in my mind, a trap's got to be as humane as it possibly can be. And I think the dock meets that regulation for me. We use a lot of everything, so I'm not saying there's one trap for all, but for welfare, I think the dock's very good for that. But then set right, so are the others. So a fen set correctly is very good for that. A breakback set correctly is very good. We've experimenting with. You got me started on traps, didn't you, Kieron? You should.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
One thing, and then I'll stop. I'm not talking about traps anymore. We're experimenting with wooden tunnels because I've noticed that the rats, especially around here, have got probably across the board, but they don't like plastic. So we've got serious plastic avoidance, and also they don't like the normal feel of normal trap, like in a normal standard box. So I've had quite good luck with bringing a Victor wooden trap back to end of a box, sealing off one end with mesh so they can still see through, and then having it so they've got 2 baffles and then hit into the Victor woodens, and they work quite well and humane as well. So it's just all about your setup, isn't it, really? So, but that's it. No more talking about traps, so I won't shut up.
No. How's the trap boxes then?
I will say one thing, because I know we're going to talk about AI, and I've been biting at this because I quite like the webinars from New Zealand, the Predator for Free 2050, and I find that absolutely fascinating. And I know we were going to say AI, and I don't have much input on AI. Shaun's the man for AI, but I was amazed what I think. New Zealand are really pushing it out there for everything. And they've got traps that are literally reading what pests are going in, and they can say this is a rat, this is a stoat, this is a cat, and then the trap will either go off or not go off. So you imagine that technology, if we could put that into some of our situations, especially with like neophobic response from rats and the sites we have to deal with, how brilliant that will be. You know, that would be insane. If you could say, right, I could leave this trap open in an open environment, and it's, you know, obviously it's going to probably be a long way from being 100% accurate, but you can say, right, that's not going to go off unless a rat runs across, you know. But I expect it's just having that 100% guarantee. You still got to be you'd be a bit wary, wouldn't you? Still, but there you go.
That's quite impressive, to be fair. That is. So is it looking at the animal? Is it in a camera?
So yeah, it's not. That's what. Like, I agree with what you said with just it's gone off. Well, that doesn't really tell you anything. This looks down and it tells you, and it AI pictures what it is. So if it's a rat, it will go off. Bam. If it's a non-target, no.
What's it called?
Like, if it was a wicker or something like that, it's like no, and it won't go off. It just stays still. And because what they found is they needed to open up some of their dock boxes to allow some of the stoats and the ferrets, because they were getting bigger over there, and their concern was about, I think, don't quote me on it, about obviously the kiwis and everything getting in. So they needed something that would allow them to open it up a little bit bigger, but also not let the trap go off if it was a non-target. So what that could open up would be, I mean, I'm not saying you'd want to sit a dock somewhere, but it would mean that you could maybe open up the dock design, you know, as a run through without baffles or you know, just a bit more open holes or what have you. So, you know, if you had something non-target come in, you know, how could that then be pushed onto bait boxes? You know, could you have, Apodemus has come in. No, it's not going to open. It's you know, it's a Norway rat. Yeah, it's going to open, you know, but with an actual camera, so you can check and go, yeah, it was right. There's a video of a rat, you know.
That's good. What's it called again, Sam? New Zealand what?
So it was Predator Free 2050, and there was a lot of webinars by the Department of Conservation out there. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think Connovation was the people behind it, but don't quote me on it. I know Doc had a lot to do with it. And that's where, you know, the Rodenticide that I was singing about to you too. That's where that was. That's where that was from. They've started developing it and using it. I know it's an old Rodenticide. And I'm pretty sure they've got some funding from the UK as well to start looking into that. So no, it's pretty interesting stuff. But I think they use it in Australia on lizard counts, because it could actually be programmed to see what lizard or what was coming into the boxes and all sorts.
I've put it in chat. I don't know if any of you can click it, but it's there. So I will have a look at that.
Yeah. No, they've got it right over there.
This man is on the cusp. He really does love traps. He knows about that. So where did you find that? Were you just Googling like traps and it came up, or?
I've spoken to Kieron a few times that I quite admire New Zealand and how they're dealing with Predator Free 2050. And I think that as a nation that can get things right and are winning, it's good to look into that. So I've just been literally trying to find everything I can about that, and that came up through there. Yeah, there's some brilliant webinars. Brilliant.
It's the Department of Conservation, Papa something.
Yeah, it's all awesome. I mean, some of the lures and stuff they've got going on, and they're even developing tunnels with the same AI cameras in that can, because they were using, like, you know, like on the mink rafts that we use, like the run through of mud, like on clay to look at prints, so you can then change it to a live trap. Well, they were using them, but in tunnels, but they're using like AI tunnels now, so they can flag shit like what's running through in an area, so they can keep on top of it. It's crazy, brilliant stuff.
See, I listened to your Beauties and Beasties, and had an AI guy on about cameras. I wasn't convinced by his talk or anything, but now what you're talking about is very different. It sounds like this.
Yeah, it looked good when I watched it. I don't know the ins and outs of it. You know me, I'm not a tech wizard, but I was impressed by you're telling me that it could read what it is, and the trap won't go off, yeah, that sounds good.
Yes,
There's
that is
also
interesting.
Pest-free Wellington as well.
Yeah.
Pest-free Wellington.
Yeah.
They have they've nearly made Wellington pest-free now. Yeah, for rodents, for rats.
Yeah,
which is quite
incredible.
impressive.
Incredible.
Everyone they catch, they DNA every single one, and yeah, it's amazing. It gets weighed, and they are right on it over in New Zealand, which is really nice to see, isn't it? Some of the islands as well, some of the islands out there as well, they are now rat-free, and they're really working quite hard on it. There's a dark side to it, which I won't go into, in New Zealand, which is what they get up to. But what they're doing for the rodent side of it is really impressive. And like you say, we get the doc staff, don't we? The Department of Conservation from them. So there's the cameras, buddy.
I've just gone on Bing. And typed Pest-free Wellington. It's not come up, but Bing must know that I'm mentioning Hugh from Guardian Pest Control because his website's come up. Second listing when I put that in on Bing. I probably have to go on Google. Probably knows that.
Yeah, have a look on Facebook. Their Facebook page, Shaun. Look on Facebook. Pest-free Wellington.
That Rodent side would be interesting, though, wouldn't it? If that came out, if they pushed that. Did you look it up in the end?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did. I saw what you sent me, and I had a read of that one. Yeah, and that could be well promising. That had,
do you want to tell people what you're talking about? Do you want to tell people what you're talking about?
I think they were developing a Rodent side, which we don't ask me activists or anything else, but they basically, I think they tried it in the 1960s, and it was very much specific to ratters, so it would only kill mostly only kill Norway rats and black rats, and I think even mice didn't really affect mice, and I think dogs, cats, it was pretty safe. But the problem was that because it obviously killed instantly, which all rats were suddenly going to work out that they didn't feel very well, they stopped feeding, and it also didn't have the best palatability, so it got taken off the market. But I think what they're trying to do is to make it more palatable, and then if you say had it as a pre-feed, so you pre-fed the non-tox, got them latched in, and then you chucked it in as rodenticide, you've overcome that this isn't safe or I don't feel very well. They've already got latched onto the product, bam, they're dead. But it will work well in their situation where they've got to be really careful of other species. But I think if it could come over to this country, as long as we pre-fed and got it working right, that could be really helpful, and maybe would open up a bit of scope for where we could use it as well. Maybe another tool for open baiting and that sort of stuff.
Well, they said it was first introduced in the 60s under the brand name Raticate.
Hugh?
Raticate. It's called, that's it, Raticate.
Are you there, Hugh? Do you remember this? Do you remember?
So the LD50 for rats is 5 milligrams per kilo. 5 to 15 milligrams per kilo.
Does it say the active on the one I sent you?
So yeah. Norbamide.
Can you read it?
I've had to turn my phone completely off because it messes up the internet on there. So I can't remember what the active was, but it's just something interesting. They use they've got quite a lot of different products going through there, so definitely worth something to look at anyway. Yeah,
I've got both of them bookmarked now. I'll put them in a description as well after. Yeah. But I bet
that would be something good to come on here, Shaun.
I'll see if I can. I bet the pest controllers in Wellington ain't too happy either.
That's a good point, though, isn't it? Actually, yeah. But then you try and get involved, but it's a lot of volunteers, I think. A lot of it.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. It looks like a charity to me.
Yeah.
Or a government.
They're stored there.
Yeah, I bet they've annoyed a lot.
Mouldy friends who talk about killing pigs.
Yeah.
I could look into it. I could see if we can get somebody on. But
conservation Elevation, I think it was the lady was off, and she was really, really good. She was. I'll see if I can find a link to it and send it you, Shaun, so you can.
Oh, cheers.
I think it's even got her email on it, so it might be worth it. She was very interested. Yeah.
That might have to be a podcast where it's recorded because time differences, etc. But you know, I could have a co-host, Sam. Here's your man.
I would. Oh yeah, don't get me started. You don't want me on there. I'll just listen. There'd be too many questions coming my way, Shaun. I'd love it. I would shut up.
I'll just ask you for the questions. Sam, give me some questions.
I've plenty of questions. I'll have definitely. I'd love it.
You just have Sam in your ear, mate, on a microphone, on a ear on the headphones.
Relentless talking. Yeah,
that would drive you nuts.
Yeah, drives Lucy nuts enough. So yeah, I wouldn't advise it. Right. Yeah, bless her.
But happy days.
What about you, that AI then, Shaun? You're the AI man. Let's hear a bit about what you think, because you tried the bait boxes, didn't you?
I did. For the MPTA. When I was asked, I was not a board director of the MPTA when I got asked. When it happened, I was a board director. How I got it was saying basically digital monitoring isn't for small business, etc. So Kevin from the MPTA seen my comment, and he's then obviously Gary from Syngenta, and says, I think Shaun might be the man. I'll ask him. And problem is, it's the cost, you see. It's like a lease system. So like the more years you have it, the cheaper it is. But the cost, it doesn't tell you what's been in the box. It just tells you activations. So it doesn't count how much bait or non-tox has been used. If you had a high-end site, you could probably get away with using it in general if the client's on board. But I didn't like when my review. It is, if you have I still don't think it's for small business from that perspective. But if you had a small business that had a big client that was willing to pay for it, then yes. But you got to pay rent, per sensor. So you have sensors in the boxes. The boxes cost this sensors inside them. So you pay per sensor. So you could be looking at £1,300 a year or more.
Yeah. So
it
depends.
How many sensors would that be?
I think that's the lowest one. It might have been 6.
Really?
Or 7. Can't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
But it all depends on you obviously, if you do that, you pass that on to the client. You don't eat it yourself.
Yeah.
But I just think it's got a way to go where the system you're on about would be that actually knows what's in the box, etc., or even how much bait's been eaten, or counter or weight or something, or knowing what's in the box would be far better. But my comments were mentioned, and I think, don't quote me, I think Gary mentioned that there is upgrades in the future coming, going to be implemented. So they have took my feedback on board, and they're looking to improve the product so it's better. But I mentioned the use of cameras too. So I don't know whether cameras are coming to it or not. I don't know. But he mentioned that. I do think it is, but yeah, I don't think they're for small business, but it's just the costs, that's all. It's hard. Yeah.
So here's a thought. You know that mole traps are getting looked at by the HSE and everyone. The government are looking at them, and who knows where that's going. They're going to get banned, or they're going to get whatever. But are we going to have to check them every 24 hours? Or who knows where it's going at the moment. But if we had traps with sensors and went off, caught one, sent a message to your phone, go and trap. What do you reckon? Would that work?
I think that would work. I think that would work really well in domestic settings. If I wouldn't financially be able to afford that, if I'm setting, let's say, 80 to 100 traps on a farm, I couldn't afford that scope. But I think in a domestic setting, to ping a bit like the ones, is it remote, the ones that you put on live traps, and then they can once they trigger, it will send you a text saying you've got it. I think Perdix sell them, and they use it for the mink, Suffolk mink project. They use them all there, brilliant. But the cost would be, I think, too much for a few domestic traps. Fine, but you wouldn't be able to. But it would help maybe on the. But I think, with moles working in, where they do, I mean, we've had this conversation a few times, haven't we? I think, a 3-day cycle of checking is fine, especially on agricultural. But if you have to do daily check-in, it's not, if you trap them in the morning, most your lunchtime activity, next day, really, you would have found out a lot of things would have moved by then. It's not a great hardship, so to say. I think a day or 3 days wouldn't be a real bad thing, as long as you timed it right with how you're setting and checking.
Yeah, currently I'm 3 day really.
Yeah, I think 3 days is fine personally. I do. I think 3 days.
Currently, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've obviously been involved in discussions for this very thing, but I can't obviously say too much, but they are looking at all different angles that the likes of DEFRA would look at. Yeah, and it has came up that
me personally,
it has came up that they may look at wanting the government once a day, but they don't know. They don't know really. They're just looking at different avenues on what to look into, testing stuff. But I would say because when you obviously write to, unfortunately, you can't say that's not financially viable for a business when you say you can't come once a day, because then they'll go, oh, you're just trying to make money out of it, you see. So you have to come from the angle of how it is for the pest, for the mole, etc. So it's hard, isn't it? It is.
It's welfare, but I think personally it's more to do with how you're setting the traps. In reality, a
lot of people don't tune them right. Yeah,
it's knowledge. It's making sure you've got your mumble pins correctly, so when you're hitting the loop, you're hitting around the rib cage, not the back end, and it or even too close on the front. It's making sure every trap you're using, you're sufficiently educated enough to tune that trap and set it. You're always going to get the odd miscatch. It's just what's going to happen in volume, but you can lower that significantly if your traps are tuned and put in correctly. And I mean, you could say financially viable, but in reality, if you put a trap in on Monday morning and checked it Tuesday morning in a garden, likelihood is you probably caught the mole you were after, isn't it? But I do think that a 3-day scope is sensible for allowing movement on connector runs. That's the only thing I would say.
Yeah, I just mean that when you're dealing with government people, that you can't say words like it's not financially viable for a business to do this, because they're looking that you've got
it's welfare.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know what to say. I've obviously been involved in conversations, but it's I don't know. I've not spoken to no government agency. I don't know. It's just very
with Kieron's idea, which is brilliant. I think what I'm saying is that it would be fine for the cost of a domestic, but if you're doing agricultural, you need to it would be, you would have to check them, whatever they say, whether that's daily, half day, whatever, because if you were trying to put a sensor on all those traps, there'd be no point doing it. So you'd have to actually physically go and check them, because it would just cost too much, and you would wear out, I reckon, a fair few with the situation. But I think for domestics, I think that would be absolutely spot on, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if they divided the two. But also, though, will they ban live capture for the amateur market?
Let's face it, the amateur market can do what they like, can't they, really? So,
they can.
No comment on the amateur market. Yeah. But then that's a whole different thing, because that you have to have an amateur market, because otherwise,
but they've got
you would have public health issues, because people can't afford to get people in all the time. So I do think it's fair enough.
No, but the inhumane humane trap, I think, should go. I call it the inhumane trap when it's the public.
We've all been there up in lofts, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think we've all been up.
Skeleton.
Yeah. I put one of those live traps up there. Oh, okay, yeah.
They never catch though. Well, whenever I've had it, I says it's still empty. I'll bring it down for you. All right then. I said I don't think it should be in there. I said,
yeah. When did you last check
it? You're supposed to check it regular. Well, yesterday. I says that's not enough. I says read the label. Oh, I didn't read the label. I says you're supposed to read the label.
If I'm live catching, and I just generally put a live feed camera on it, job done. Then you can watch it all the time, can't you? It's easy then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is. But
I just thought I'd stir the pot.
Well, no, it's a hard one, because obviously I don't want to say one way or the other, but when you look at how governments work and stuff, yeah. But
you're in a different position with the FBTA, Shaun. So it's a bit fair dropping that one on you.
We have to be careful, because mole traps are one thing, but mole traps aren't fair off, because they were put in the same bracket to begin with as breakbacks. So whether they might restrain themselves, but we have to be careful with.
I do think though
there is a follow suit, because breakbacks aren't really that much different from mole traps, are they? Really? Not in the bracket.
I do think they should remove. Basically, there should be a standard for mole traps, and I'm on about this shite that the public can buy that are rubbish from China. I'm on about the unbranded stuff, not the decent ones. Because our best mole traps. You're going to shock you now. A lot of the best mole traps you buy are from China. They're made in China. They are.
Yeah.
But I'm on about the knockoff versions that are rubbish, and they'd break if you squeezed it in your hand. I'm on about them. That would be a good thing.
But it won't, like all of these things. It won't affect the amateur market. It won't affect us as professionals.
Exactly.
That's the only people it will affect. They'll still buy the cheap knockoffs and be putting them in the ground to no avail, and that will still go on. So it is only going to affect us. I think maybe possibly the same as we're doing the crew points, possibly would maybe a bit of mole training hurt, trapping training, would that hurt? I don't know. With a compulsory level, I don't like how to set traps, how to make sure that they're configured right. Could that be a possibility to help us?
You can do mole courses though with Alan Jones does them.
I've done Alan Jones's course, and it was very good, very good. Yeah, long drive, 6-hour drive, but very nice chap, nice accommodation. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, I've spoke to him on the phone. He's offered me to come down, and it's be a bit far,
That's worth it. It's worth it. I did it. We were doing a lot, already, and I still learned a lot off him. He was I'm far from an expert, but he's definitely knows his stuff when it comes to moles. So
Oh, he does. He's coming on this podcast at some point when he's free.
Yeah, nice.
He will be.
Yeah, no, well worth it. But I would say what I'm sort of meaning is more like we're having to do our crew, would it, if that's how it's going to go, would we almost save our grace by saying having to do like a compulsory, a compulsory point on mole trapping? Could that be an option?
Yeah.
Don't know if this is going off topic, but I'm just,
There isn't any topics.
No, but
it's fine.
I know. I just think if the government go, could we not throw? That's all right, Kieron. You go.
But when we met up the other day, Sam, down at the garden centre, and we do the obligatory walk around the pest control stuff, and we found that, well, I don't know, that mole trap that we spent 20 minutes trying to set it. What's that about?
It didn't set. No, it is. I just think that the amateur market isn't gonna come. It's not going to change them at all. But us, if we said one of our points is going to be this video on how to tune each like tailpex, doofus, and how to be the most humane, patang, and put that through, would that maybe help us look more? I don't know. Just an idea.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Really. I'm not sure. If that was to be done, though, if that was to be done, though, you'd have to do it on something like on the road day, Would it
not be easier just as an online video?
I think with that, if you look how the 3 crew points has gone down, through the industry, where some people are like, yeah, let's do it, and some people are like, well, no. I'm just going to do my care of rodenticide use, Lantra, 80 quid, done. It will just stir up a whole can of worms, won't it?
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said it, but yeah, I don't know.
It's fine.
No, absolutely, you should say it. I just see the backlash.
Hi, Defra, if you're watching.
Yeah. My name will be Mud, and we'll come up with this new idea based on Sam Trickey.
Have you got your one tricky point?
Yeah, my one mole crew point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How can you, bud?
There you go. Sometimes you speak.
But no, it's a hard one to know what's going to happen. It is just hopefully we keep everything. Hopefully, we do. It's hard to know. It is.
Yeah.
It is on that front, but it's interesting times ahead. It is. It isn't. And Jason did say that a Tully Trap 2 is 58.20. That from Game and Country.
Yeah, they're quite expensive. They're nice though. They are quite nice.
Yeah,
they are nice. Yeah, but they are expensive.
Well, we've got nearly 2 out. Hey, people can get 2 points. They can for this. You can lock your own points, Sam. Listen back to yourself, say.
No, I can't do it. I cannot listen to myself. I don't know how anyone else does because I can't.
I can. But that's through years of it. That's more through Andrew Sineski of the Coast to Coast Pest Talk in America. He told me to, but I don't listen to the whole thing. I don't, so you can prove. But I'll be honest, Andrew, if you're listening, I haven't listened back to myself in a while. Just the clips I put up. It is. Is there anything else you wanted to cover, or?
Well, I think we've.
No, I think we're cool.
Yeah, all good. Really.
Good.
Give me a 4-digit code. Random code.
3282.
Right, okay, 32. There we go. There you go.
Random, Shane. That's your PIN number.
It looks like you can do that. No, not that. Yeah, but I nearly went, no, actually, Kieron, it is.
Yeah. So if you want It will be 2 points on the British Pest Register. Go to CPD training and you'll get a quiz, and it's literally just what is the code, and that is the code. You'll get your 2 points. You will. If you're on the BPCA, you can self-register this podcast. Just say what you've learned, and then you'll get your points automatically, because all self-register automatically verifies itself straight away. You didn't know that, Kieron? That's what it's like being on the British Pest Register. Straight away. It's instant. It is. But yeah, you'll get your 2
with basis.
We say.
What happens if you're with basis? Don't bother.
With basis, I've got to email them, because I've got to send them a list of podcasts. I've got to have the criteria and everything. So that's why I'm waiting to have a little bank of podcasts, because they gave me 10 codes last year. Can only use 6. I hate that rule. I don't know why that still exists. I thought when they upgraded, they're going to go self-register. They didn't. But what a missed opportunity.
Yeah, BPCA is good. BPCA is really good. BPCA there's no hassle or anything with it. It's fairly straightforward, and they log the points, and there's no problems with it. It is worthwhile.
It's good then, that is. But thanks for the chat tonight. It was really good. But,
thank you. Thanks for asking us on.
No, it was good. I'm going to try and get a monthly panel, so chat about all various different stuff that comes off. So I might have both of you back on in the future. But I will.
We could talk about traps.
No talking about traps.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I'll say to the Beauties and Beasties, if you need a man you want on about traps, Sam Trickey. That's who you need on.
Speak to Stuart Blair. He's the man to talk about.
I tell you what, I do want to get. I do actually want him on the podcast. I do. I will try and get him on at some point. Instagram's the easiest place to get him. He's got like a Vermin. He's got a page, isn't he? And on YouTube with his videos, he's shooting videos.
Yes.
I messaged him one day, and in the end, he said, "Yeah, it's Stuart." What, Stuart Blair? Yeah, I didn't really.
Nice chap, really nice chap. Yeah, nice chap. Yeah.
He seems it.
No, but yeah. Speaks on occasion. He's a nice chap.
I'll have to make these AI clips. I'll have to make all these clips if I make any clips from this show. Because you know what? If you go over 2 hours, it doesn't do them. It doesn't matter. We've had great fun. We have. This has been the longest podcast in ages on the podcast.
You knew.
No, I know, but it's been great fun. But thanks everyone for watching. And if you watch on demand after, please leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Facebook. Just get me to 1,000 followers on Facebook. That would be absolutely great. But it doesn't seem to, it doesn't matter how many followers you got. I got about 250 odd or something. Reach is about 350,000. It just shows you. Followers don't mean no as such, but it does mean stuff for getting the tools. The extra tools you get. It does. But hopefully, because the Beauties and Beasties have been problems with Facebook recently. I haven't. But it keeps disconnecting them when they start up. So I don't know what's going on there. But they're a good podcast, they are. But thanks everyone. I think everyone's gone now. Everyone's gone bed probably. But thanks everyone. I'll end the stream. Just hold on for just a second. But thanks everyone. And I'll see you on the next podcast.